Hey guys, Trent here. I'm at home, just going to make a coffee, and I thought while I do it, I'm just going to talk to everyone about the cost of coffee lately and the price increases, which you're all probably going to start to see, and just explain a little bit like why and the background of it. So recently, you've probably seen like on the news and in the media, social media, everyone's saying, you know, coffee's gonna reach $12 a cup. Is this correct? Probably not. Though, if you haven't already seen it, you probably will start to see it very soon, and that is cafes and restaurants going to start putting their coffee prices up. This is not because we want to, it's literally because we have to. Recently, you know, in the last few months, there's been quite big natural disasters within some of the top producing coffee regions and countries throughout the world. So what this means is, because of the natural disasters, they just cause like a chain effect. They have less green beans to supply to the world, and in turn other countries and other growers, because the demand's so high, they can literally just up their prices. And then this has to carry on to the importers of green beans into Australia, and then the roasters, and then that cost also gets passed on to us, the cafes, the coffee vans. And then, unfortunately, we have to then pass that on to customers, which we never like doing. But, you know, that's business. So, that being said, you know, I put my coffee prices up like probably 6 months ago, and I'm not gonna lie, like out of all the years of me doing coffee and running businesses, this is probably the first time I've had to kind of explain myself a lot more, and have that conversation with customers in regards to like why the prices have gone up. Previously, throughout the years, like it's always just been a normal thing. No one really asked the questions. But I think, you know, currently in this world's climate, you know, a lot more people are doing it tough, and it does make it harder for people to kind of, you know, come out and spend money on coffee. And I think generally people just, you know, they just want to know why. Doesn't necessarily mean they're not happy to pay the price. I think everyone's just a little bit more diligent on where they're spending the money, and they just want to understand why. And I'm happy to have that conversation. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm very open. We're not trying to hide anything, and this is not just me. This is other cafes. You know, we're not trying to hide anything. We're not millionaires. Are we trying to make $1 million? Yeah, we are. But you know, we're not making millions of dollars. We're just making enough profits, really, at the moment to stay open and stay operational. So, with that being said, sorry, I'm like trying to multitask and talk at the same time and not stuff up. With that being said, coffee prices, like I'm talking like green beans before they get roasted, are currently the highest they've ever been in the history of coffee. So that's quite scary. In a way, it's also a good thing because, let me just get this milk started. It's also a good thing because I think this will kind of shake up the coffee industry and the cafe industry and the prices that we pay as cafes and coffee vans, but also the prices that the customers pay. Coffee for a long time has always been a very undervalued product. It seems lately, or for a very long time, that everyone kind of has like their set kind of price in their head that they would pay for coffee, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I think we need to reconsider it, think about it's not just a cup of coffee that you're paying for. For a lot of places, cafes, coffee vans, it's a place of community. It's people's daily routine. It's the chats with the baristas. It's the chat with the staff members. You're having a shit day. You let us know. We talk about it. You bring your family in. We see your kids. We see your kids grow up over the years. That's the real meaning, and that's kind of incorporated into what you're paying for. Imagine, not having the amount of cafes around or coffee vans around that we have today. You just wouldn't have that in your daily routine. And I think that's something we all need to consider, is that at the end of the day, you're not just paying the price for a cup of coffee and milk. There's a lot more to it. And I think we need to talk about this more and get it out there a little bit more and appreciate it. So currently, I've been talking with a few other like cafes. I've been talking with like roasters, and we're like, what do we do? Because we're all scared to like up our prices even further, because a lot of us have recently just like put them up. And then we asked ourselves the other day, well, like, why are we scared? Like, maybe we're scared to increase these prices and nobody's going to come in and pay the prices anymore, or we've pushed it too far. But in reality, maybe we're worried about nothing, Either way, it's got to be done. That's like the bottom line. So I'm kind of just asking, just support, pinch pennies. There's ways, that you can save a few dollars per week, because that's all it is. Reality, it's not a huge lot. And I know you're probably like, oh yeah, but you say this all the time. And, cafes say this all the time. Reality is, it's not a huge lot. It's a few dollars a week, and that in turn literally keeps us in business and allows us to keep offering, coffee and hospitality to our communities that we're kind of nestled away in. So yeah, that's kind of my take on the situation. All I can ask is just keep supporting. You're more than welcome to ask why we're charging what we're charging and why the prices are going up, and I'm happy to have that conversation with you. But I just wanted to get on here and kind of just make it a little bit more open, and show you guys how to make coffee at home as well.